A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most ever merciful. All praises and thanks, kudos and venerations are all due to the Almighty God. He is the sustainer, the innovator, the creator of mankind, and the creator of the entire universe. May the peace of Allah and other blessings be unto all the prophets, more especially and more particularly the funnel and the seal of all the prophets, being Prophet Muhammad. May the peace of Allah and other blessings be unto him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I also want to use this medium to extend my heartiest greetings and salutations to all lovely Muslims and also to all lovely and respected Christians. I also want to use this medium to extend my greetings to this shameless man who calls himself a minister. I'm talking of the minister in charge of environment, innovation and technology. That is Professor Frimpong Boateng, who used to be an enemy of Islam. And also I want to extend these greetings to the judge of Adenta Court, who also used to be an enemy of Islam. My greetings to these two people who have now come out openly to make it very clear to the world that they are pure enemies of Islam. My greetings to you people. My greetings also to the Vice President, Dr. Bawumia, who claims to be Muslim, but yet when someone says something against Islam, he will not make up his mind of coming out to defend his religion. My greetings also to Mustafa Hamid, being Information Minister, and then also my greetings to Haruna Idris, and also all members of Parliament who are Muslims. My greetings to you. You people have completely disappointed Muslims, and Muslims are also so much disappointed in you. There are some of you who have been out to talk of the issues of what the minister said, that he is suggesting that Muslims should not use loudspeakers to call for an azan. When these issues came out, some of the Muslim ministers came out to address on these issues, and then the Vice President, being Dr. Bawumia, Minority Leader, being Haruna Idris, and then Information Minister, being Mustafa Hamid. None of you was out to condemn what the minister said. No problem, we have no problem with it. But I want to tell you something. See, if you people are Muslims, you must come out to let us know that you people are Muslims completely from your hearts. If you people are also hypocrites, you must come let us know that you people are hypocrites. Why? Because we could see when something goes against Islam, most of the parliamentarians who are Muslims, I bet you none of them comes out to talk in defense of Islam. We were in this country when the minister in charge of innovation and also environment came out with his suggestion. According to him, he suggested that Muslims should use the WhatsApp messages to transmit the call of azan to other Muslims when it is time for prayers. When this minister came out to meet the press by uttering such hate speech, by uttering such, I don't even know how to put it. Even a madman will not come out to utter such statements. But this minister came out by saying he was suggesting. But this minister, there is something I just want to let you know. I want to tell you something. Islam is above you, and Islam is above your toddler's knowledge. And therefore, you have no right to suggest for Muslims what to do. Nothing can be added to the doctrine of Islam, and nothing can also be removed from the doctrine of Islam. The religion of Islam and its doctrine have already been sealed by Allah. So not even an Islamic scholar can suggest for Muslims what to do. And therefore, you, this minister, you are a zero article. You are an article of no use to come out with such statements that you are suggesting that Muslims should transmit the call of an azan through WhatsApp messages. It is better for you to know that you have no right, not even the president, no president in the world and no president in Ghana has such right to suggest for Muslims what to do. You cannot suggest for Muslims what to do because you are a Christian and the doctrine of your religion, that is Christianity, is quite different from Islamic religion and its doctrines. And therefore, whenever you have any suggestion, you must make sure you trace your root, get your religion, that is the Christian faith. Go and then let them know that this is what I, Christian, want you Christians to do, but not rather what suggesting for Muslims what to do. You cannot suggest for Muslims what to do, because you are not a Muslim, and even if you are an Islamic scholar, you have no right to suggest for Muslims that they should use WhatsApp messages to call for an azan. When this minister uttered such hate speech, there are a lot of parliamentarians who are Muslims. None of them, the very first time he uttered and these issues came out, none of them came out to react to these issues. But it was later that I think one or two of them came out to just give a surface thought on it, and then they are all quiet. Our vice president in this country, Ghana, is a Muslim. The information minister in Ghana is a Muslim. There are a lot of parliamentarians who are Muslims. But let us ask ourselves, when this minister came out by uttering this hate speech, which of them came out to react to it? Mr. Vice President, wallahi, I want you to be honest to yourself. When these issues came up, you had these issues, what did you do about it? And this minister suggested for us, for Muslims, that we should transmit azan, the calling of prayers, the calling of azan through WhatsApp messages. And you were all quiet, you were all mute because of politics. So you people have forgotten that there is a religion called Islam. But when you people wanted votes, when it is time, because the minister said whenever the azan is being proclaimed, the noise is polluting Ghana. Whenever it is time for their campaign, they come to Zongo and they use that loudspeaker that the minister said it makes noise and it pollutes the nation. They use that same loudspeakers to be campaigning, seeking for people to vote for them. God will punish you, this minister, and all those Muslim parliamentarians who also seconded, who also supported, who did not come out to condemn what the minister said in the judgment day. Muslims are going to stand before Allah for judgment with you in the day of Qiyamah. When this minister suggested this thing started working. In Kumasi, a village called Krobo, this thing started working, and therefore they arrested a Muslim who was calling for prayers, who was calling for an azan. Why? Because they stood on the issues of the minister that Muslims are making noise, Muslims are polluting Ghana, and therefore they should stop using loudspeakers to call. So when this Ladan, or when this man proclaimed the azan, they arrested him. We all know this case. Anyone who will say it is a lie, I'm telling that person, I'm challenging that person to come out with a video to prove to me that I'm lying. And after these issues also, in Adenta, Ashiye, a mosque was taken to court, and the judge was asking, what legal right do they have to build mosques without showing any license? And therefore, Muslims must close their mosques. And as I'm talking to you now, go to Adenta, Ashiye, and ask either that mosque is in operation or not. All these things, our parliamentarians, even the president himself, is quiet over these issues. But I think whenever Muslims come out to react, it is there that your people will come out to plead with Muslims that we need peace, and therefore we should comport ourselves, and therefore we should stop and then amicably solve these issues. But when this minister said this, the president was in the nation without uttering any word to condemn what the minister said. So freedom of speech should not be freedom of madness that will lead someone to insult my religion, that is Islam. See, I am making it very clear to you, this minister, the minister who came out by suggesting that Muslims should use WhatsApp messages to transmit messages of, calling of azan. I bet you, I am warning you, wallahi, let me tell you something, I have no fears for you. You are only a minister in Ghana. You are not a minister in the religion of Islam. And even if you are a minister in the religion of Islam, you are not a minister to suggest for Muslims what to do. So please, it is better you come out to retract your statements. Wallahi, when we go back to the court on 22nd, and just still the judge says Muslims in Ashia should not use that mosque again. Inshallah, what will happen? What Ghanaians wanted to see, more particularly what the minister wanted to see. That is why he stood on his suggestion by saying he's giving a suggestion that Muslims should transmit, the call of Azan through messages. Whatever he wanted to see, he will see it. For me, I am ever ready to die for my religion. I am ever ready to stand for my religion. I am ever ready to defend my religion. I am ever ready to condemn anyone. You can be the president, the minister, the vice president, whatsoever, even my mother or my father. When you come out to speak against Islam, I will come out to condemn you. And what will happen should happen. I am ever ready to die for my religion. We are for peace. And peace is what we wanted. If you're a minister, you call yourself a learned man, there is nothing that makes you a qualified professor. Because all professors I know, they use their senses, they use their brains to judge. And whenever any professor wants to say something, he makes so sure he says that thing that will not go against anyone, and that will not go against anybody's faith and religion. But you, this professor, this minister, you said Muslims are polluting the nation. In the first hand, you should have known the meaning of pollution. When we talk of noise making, when we talk of what? Creation of pandemonium in the system or in the country, Christians are the number one. How many minutes do Muslims go to the mosque and pray? How many hours do Christians go to church and worship? And you are saying Muslims are making noise. The Almighty God will punish you. I have said it. Whatsoever any Ghanaian wanted to do to me, I'm ever ready. Because I am not doing this based on any political reason. I swear, I am not doing it based on any political reason. I am doing it to defend my religion. Because Muslims in Ghana, if we don't wake up to stop all this nonsense coming from the ministers and other people, inshallah, it will come to a time Muslims in Ghana will be made slaves. Let us not forget what has been happening in our sister countries. Religious issues have led so many people to lose their lives. And we don't want such to happen in Ghana. So I am calling on the president to call upon the minister to come out to beg Muslims and to also come out to retract his statement before it is too late. We are not praying that there should be war in Ghana. But if there will be any misunderstanding between the Muslims and the non-Muslims, it may come from the statement of this unlearned so-called minister. I have said it without any fear. I am Jafar Mohammed from Accra, Ghana in Nima. You can call or WhatsApp me on 0244 826 301. I repeat the numbers again: 0244 826 301 or 0276 473241. 0276 473241. I end up my speech with a very special greetings of peace. That is Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.